disaster strikes, an Emergency Action Plan, EAP, provides clear action steps and procedures which will help the dam owner, dam operator, and emergency responders anticipate and respond quickly to save lives. It is important to prepare, review, update, and publish your EAP annually by June 15th or as needed. Bill is a dam owner who needs to update his EAP. Bill owner has a lot of responsibilities, including training his staff in monitoring and operating the facility, including during periods of heavy precipitation, flooding, and other unusual conditions. He also needs to make sure to prepare to act promptly and efficiently when a dam begins to show signs of distress. Early identification of hazardous conditions will permit prompt implementation of emergency procedures outlined in the EAP. Bill needs to remember to initiate EAP exercises, including an annual drill and a tabletop exercise every 3 to 4 years, as described in EAP Appendix A, Testing and Updating. EZ-EAP is the State of Hawaii DLNR, Dam Safety Program's automated application which makes creating and updating EAPs simple. Since Bill wants to help keep his community safe and avoid fines, Denise Dam Safety will walk him through updating his EAP.
Before you begin, make sure you gather required information. Compile your notes of changes required to your EAP. Common examples include latest contact information, changes to technical information due to a recent study or improvement, changes to entry codes or access routes, changes to local resource suppliers and their contact information, updates to emergency action plan level triggers. DLNR also has an EAP plan checklist to aid in your preparation. To create a new EAP, first log in to the Dam Inventory Management System by going to dams.hawaii.gov. Log in with your username and password. If you forgot your password, click on the Forgot Password link. Start with your current EAP by going to Current Published EAPs and by pressing Edit. If you are working on a draft you were recently editing, go to Draft EAPs. Next, name your draft with a recognizable name that Bill can identify in his list of drafts. These red and green tabs represent the 8 sections that need to be completed before an EAP can be finalized. Even though most these sections are green because you already provided the information for your previous EAP, it is important to double-check that information has not changed or doesn't need to be updated. Bill verifies that all EAP contacts are correct. This may be changing who to contact, or adding a new phone number or email address for one of his previously listed contacts. A drop-down list will automatically populate contact information from the Dam Safety Database. If the information is incorrect, please update it as needed. If you would like certain people within your company called during an emergency who are not the primary and secondary EAP contact, check Show in Flowchart. This will ensure that those people are incorporated in the flowchart. Bill can add additional roles and responsibilities to this section to reflect the roles and responsibilities within the dam owner's organization. The evacuation map is auto-generated. Contact Dam Safety if you have new studies that indicate changes are needed. Were there any changes to technical information due to a study such as a topography survey, an H&H study, or a stability study? This new information may be needed to adjust key elevations on cross-sections or spillway outlet capacity curves. Have access codes or gate locks changed? Are access roads still the same? Triggers should be applicable, objective, and specific. Ensure that hash or question marks are filled in with actual numbers or phrases. Don't use statements that could be subjective, such as, "The water level is rising fast." Remove triggers that do not apply. If available, use probable failure modes, PFM, from a screening level risk analysis to inform emergency triggers. Check names and numbers. Make sure that everyone who may activate the EAP or be involved in response has a copy of the updated EAP. Add additional information that may be needed in an emergency, but is not included in other sections. Once you have checked all sections, the EAP can be finalized, or a draft can be saved for finalizing later. Once finalized, a new PDF file is generated from the information entered. Updates to the template will automatically be incorporated. Remember to distribute the updated EAP to the EAP holders such as emergency responders. Once a new EAP is finalized, the new EAP will appear in the current published EAPs section. The old EAP will be moved down to the historic EAPs section. Bill owner is responsible for testing of the emergency action plan with all governmental plan holders.
Per Hawaii Revised Statute, the owner of a dam or reservoir shall be responsible for the production, distribution, maintenance, and testing of the emergency action plan with all governmental plan holders.
Yes, Bill needs to make sure that responsible people are trained in how to use EAPs so they know what to do when emergencies arise. Emergencies are rare events, so exercises can help maintain readiness. Exercises can also help with coordination and understanding responsibilities during an emergency. Hi. Bill has learned a lot today. He learned that an EAP helps to save lives during an emergency. Updating an EAP is required annually, and updating the EAP is as easy as EZ-EAP. We hope you learned a lot today. For any questions, call the State of Hawaii DLNR Dam Safety Program at 808-587-0230 or the dam safety engineer assigned to your island.